I'm Vicente, and I used to think family meant something. The living room at my parents' house was packed. New Year's Eve, whole family together. My kids sat on the floor near the tree. 7-year-old twins Maya and Leo. My sister Brenda's 3 kids were spread across the couch, dressed like they'd walked out of a catalog. Mom clapped her hands. "All right, everyone, gift time!" Dad wheeled out a cart stacked with wrapped boxes. Red bows, gold paper, the works. "We got something special this year," Mom said, smiling at the kids. "For all the grandkids who counted." I felt my wife Lucia's hand tighten on my arm. Brenda's husband Troy smirked from his chair. He always looked like he knew a joke nobody else did. Dad started handing out boxes. One to Brenda's oldest, Madison, then to her son Carter, then to their youngest, Sophie. Maya stood up. "Grandpa, do we get one?" He didn't even look at her. "These are for your cousins, sweetheart." "But Mom said all the grandkids," Leo said quietly. Mom turned to them, still smiling. "We said the grandkids who counted, honey. Your cousins have been very good this year." Lucia stood. "Diane, what does that mean?" "It means we reward children who make us proud," Mom said. "Brenda's kids are in private school. They're taking piano, tennis. Madison just got accepted into that gifted program." "My kids are in public school," I said. "They're doing fine." "Fine isn't exceptional, Vicente," Dad said. "We have standards." Troy laughed. "Come on, man. You can't expect the same treatment when you're not putting in the same effort." "Effort?" Lucia's voice rose. "Vicente works 60 hours a week." "At a warehouse," Brenda said softly. "I'm not being mean, but there's a difference." Mom opened one of the boxes. "Look, Madison got a new iPad. Carter got a drone. Sophie got that American Girl doll she wanted." Maya's eyes filled. She didn't cry, just stared at the floor. "We should go," I said. "Don't be dramatic," Mom said. "Stay for dinner." "No." I took Maya's hand, then Leo's. "Come on." Lucia grabbed our coats. We were at the door when Brenda called out. "Vicente, don't make this about us. You chose your life, we chose ours." I turned. "What does that mean?" She gestured around the room. "Troy's a surgeon. We live in Riverside Estates. Our kids have opportunities. You're in that apartment near the highway, working manual labor. Mom and Dad are just being realistic about which grandkids have futures worth investing in." Dad nodded. "It's not personal, son. It's practical." "They're 7 years old," Lucia said. "Exactly," Mom replied. "The foundation years. Brenda's investing in her children's futures. You two are just coasting." I walked out. Didn't slam the door, didn't yell. Just left. In the car, Maya asked, "Daddy, why don't we count?" I couldn't answer. 2 weeks later, Mom called. "Vicente, your father's birthday is Saturday. Family dinner at Antonio's." "We're not coming." "Oh, stop being sensitive. It was one comment." "You told my kids they didn't count." "I said no such thing. You're twisting my words." Her voice sharpened. "Brenda's family will be there. Troy's parents too. We're celebrating properly. Don't embarrass us by not showing up. Find someone else to fill the table." She hung up. Lucia found me in the kitchen. "Your sister texted. She says you're being childish." "Let me see." The message read, "Mom's upset. Dad too. We're family. You can't just disappear because you got your feelings hurt. My kids asked where their cousins were. What am I supposed to tell them?" I blocked her number. 3 days later, my Aunt Rita called. "Vicente, honey, your mother is heartbroken." "She humiliated my children, Rita." "She didn't mean it that way. You know how she is. She just wants the best for everyone." "By telling Maya and Leo they don't matter?" Rita sighed. "Your parents have always had high standards. Brenda met those standards. You chose a different path. That's fine, but you can't expect them to pretend there's no difference. What difference? My kids are good kids. Of course they are, but Brenda's children are exceptional. Your mother wants to focus her energy where it makes the most impact. You have to understand, she only has so much to give. She has 6 grandchildren. She has 3 grandchildren she's proud of, and 3 she's fond of. There's nothing wrong with being realistic, Vicente. I hung up. Lucia sat across from me that night. What are we doing? We're protecting our kids. But they're asking questions. Leo asked me why Grandma doesn't love him. What did you say? I said she does. I lied. She wiped her eyes. Vicente, we can't just hide. This is going to come up. Birthday parties, holidays, graduation someday. Your parents are going to be there, favoring Brenda's kids while ours watch. Then we don't go. For how long? Forever? If that's what it takes. She nodded slowly. Okay, then we commit. No halfway. We're out completely, or we're in and we fight back. How do we fight back? I don't know yet, but hiding teaches our kids they were right to be excluded. I won't do that. March came, my cousin's wedding. The invitation arrived addressed to the Ramirez family. No individual names. Lucia opened it. Your whole family will be there. We're not going. We should. We show up, we're normal, we're fine. We don't give them the satisfaction of knowing they hurt us. They'll ignore our kids again. Probably, and everyone will see it. That's the point. I didn't want to go, but she was right. Hiding made it look like we were ashamed. The wedding reception was at a hotel ballroom. When we arrived, Mom and Dad were at a table with Brenda's family. Mom saw us, waved briefly, turned back to Madison. We sat with my cousin's friends, people we barely knew. During dinner, they announced the cake cutting. The bride called all the kids up front for photos. Maya and Leo went up with their cousins. They stood at the end of the line while Madison, Carter, and Sophie clustered near the bride. The photographer arranged everyone. Okay, family, kids up front. He moved Madison closer, moved Carter and Sophie beside her. Then he looked at Maya and Leo. Are you two family? Before they could answer, Mom stepped in. They're extended family, honey. The close grandchildren are these 3. The photographer nodded. Gotcha. Extended kids can stand him back. Leo's face crumbled. Maya took his hand, pulled him backward. Lucia stood. I grabbed her arm. Wait! For what? They just told our kids they're not real family in front of everyone. Brenda appeared beside us. Can you not make a scene? This is someone's wedding. Your mother just humiliated our children, Lucia said. She was helping the photographer organize. You're being paranoid. Troy joined her. Honestly, this is embarrassing. You show up after months of ignoring the family and now you're starting drama? We didn't start anything, I said. Dad walked over. What's the problem? Your wife told the photographer our kids weren't real family, Lucia said. She said they were extended family. That's accurate. Brenda's children are closer to us. We see them weekly. We barely see yours. Because you told them they didn't count. Mom joined the circle. People were staring now. Lower your voice, Lucia. This is inappropriate. You know what's inappropriate? Ranking children. They're 7 years old. And Brenda's children are 9, 11, and 13. They're older, more accomplished, and frankly, more pleasant to be around. Lucia's voice went cold. What did you just say? I said what I said. Your children are fine, but they're not special. Brenda's children are gifted. We invest our time where it matters. I felt something break inside me. Not anger, clarity. We're done, I said. Oh, don't be dramatic, Mom said. No, I mean we're completely done. You don't call us, you don't visit, you don't acknowledge my kids exist. We're finished. Dad frowned. You're overreacting. This is family. You can't just quit family. Watch me. I took Maya and Leo's hands. Lucia followed. We walked out of the ballroom. In the parking lot, Maya asked, "Are we bad kids, Daddy?" That question destroyed me. No, baby, you're perfect. Grandma and Grandpa are just broken, and we're not going to let them break you too. We drove home. I didn't cry. Lucia did. But I knew what I had to do. The next morning, I started making calls. Every family member. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Not to complain, to tell the truth. Aunt Rita first. "Vicente, what's wrong?" "I need you to know something. Mom and Dad have been telling Maya and Leo they're not real grandchildren. Yesterday at the wedding, Mom told a photographer they were extended family, not close family, in front of everyone." Silence. Then, "Vicente, I'm sure she didn't mean—" "She meant it. She said it multiple times. I'm not asking you to pick sides. I'm just telling you what's happening, so when they tell their version, you know the truth." I called 12 people that day. Same message. No anger, just facts. My Uncle Carlos called back an hour later. "Is this real? Diane actually said your kids don't count?" New Year's Eve, exact words. Jesus, I knew she played favorites, but that's cruel. I'm not asking anyone to cut them off. I'm just done pretending it's not happening. Word spread fast. By evening, Brenda was blowing up my phone. I didn't answer. She texted, "You're turning the family against Mom and Dad. This is disgusting." I replied, "I'm telling people what they said. If that turns people against them, maybe they should have thought about that before they said it." 2 days later, Mom called. "What have you done?"
I told the truth. "You've poisoned everyone against us. Rita won't talk to me. Carlos called your father a narcissist. This is sabotage."
No, this is consequences.
"We were honest. We gave gifts to the grandchildren who deserved them. That's not a crime."
You're right. It's not a crime. It's just cruel. And now, everyone knows who you really are.
"Vicente, if you don't fix this..."
You'll what? Exclude my kids more? Too late. She started crying.
"We're your parents. You owe us respect."
I don't owe you anything. You chose Brenda's kids over mine. You told 7-year-olds they didn't matter. You humiliated them in public. Those were your choices. Now live with them.
"Please, we can fix this. We'll include them next time."
There is no next time. I hung up. Over the next month, the family fractured. Half sided with my parents, half didn't. Brenda stopped speaking to me entirely. Dad sent angry emails I never opened. But 3 cousins reached out. "We saw how they treated your kids. It wasn't right." Troy's parents distanced themselves from mine. Apparently, they didn't like being associated with grandparents who ranked children. Lucia found me one night looking at photos of Maya and Leo. "You okay?" "They're going to grow up without grandparents." "They're growing up without people who hurt them. That's different." She was right. Last week, I got a message from Rita. "Your mother wants to apologize. She says she'll buy gifts for the twins. She wants another chance." I stared at it for a long time. Then I typed, "Tell her gifts don't fix what she broke." And I'm not interested in teaching my kids that people who hurt them get rewarded for fake apologies. Rita wrote back, "She's your mother, and Maya and Leo are my children. I chose them." I never replied to Mom. Never will. My kids are doing fine. They're happy, healthy, loved. They don't ask about their grandparents anymore. And honestly, I sleep better knowing I protected them from people who would have spent years making them feel less than. But here's what keeps me up sometimes. If your own parents looked at your children and decided some of them mattered more than others, Would you have been able to walk away as permanently as I did? Or would you have kept trying to fix people who didn't want to be fixed?